Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 119. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
We're almost at we're way past 2 years. Never mind, forget that. We've been doing this podcast for a while.
Yep. And we celebrated 2 years not even that long ago.
I know. It's been a week. It's been a month. Okay. It's been a year. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of things. We're going to be talking about how Outlaws of Thunder Junction is performing really well. I know we were looking at the EV of the collector box and the play box, and both of those have gone up.
Yeah, they changed.
We'll get into that. We'll talk about Star Wars continuing to crush it. And single prices can't be stopped, and it's now bleeding into just playable cards, which is kind of crazy, and I'm interested to talk about that.
Okay.
And we're going to... What else did you want to talk about? I think that's most of it.
Yeah, just about it. That's about it, yeah.
Cool. Well, do you want...
We'll definitely meander into something else.
Yeah.
Because we do.
We always do.
But Modern Horizons.
Modern Horizons.
Yeah, that's okay. But if we get there.
Yeah. So let's dive into Outlaws. We got numbers.
We got multi-week numbers as opposed to just pre-release. So now we can look at the plus 30, release plus 30, even though it's not 30 yet. Started looking at it, comparing it to Ixalan, which is, roundly considered a very good standard set, right?
Yeah.
And we're really close already. For the release plus 30 to beating that. So I don't remember. What was the release date? 4/19. So 10 days in?
Yeah.
We are at 1,261,000 for OTJ, and then 1,530,000
on
for the
TCG
full 30 days for Ixalan. Yes, on TCG Player. Whatever. Same. TCG Player sells Magic. It sells Pokemon. It sells anything. Anything it sells in numbers of quantities is worth comparing to other sets on that same channel of sale. Across games, it's a little bit trickier because the ratio sold on there is probably different.
Yes.
But I don't know how much that matters. It's still a very liquid channel, so you should have a fairly good number of data points that are worth considering.
Yeah.
But anyways, 12,000 boxes of OTJ and 15,000 of Ixalan, and we're only 10 days in. In the next 20 days, is it going to destroy Ixalan? It might, which is insane. Like, that's nuts. I did not see that with the play booster. I thought the set would be good, but I did not in a million years imagine Ixalan good.
Ixalan is a draft box compared to a play box where there's a lot more rares and stuff.
Sure, but the price is higher.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, there's balances on that, and collector box, best-selling product for the 30-day period for OTJ. The set booster was the best for Ixalan, which I guess
that makes more sense.
Yeah. Worst selling was the draft box at this point. For both draft and play, actually, are the worst selling. So that's not surprising. I guess that's just how it goes when a good set goes. The higher end products kind of lead the way.
Yeah. And the TCG Player sale was on collector boxes instead of the play boxes this time. So you kind of have a push for that as well. The sale was $199 for collector boxes.
Sure.
Opposed to, I don't know if Ixalan had one, but I
don't think it did.
Karlov had one for play. So
yeah, I'm not sure how much that matters. So anyways, yeah, it's crushing it.
I've been enjoying drafting it. It's super fun. It's on Quick Draft now on Arena, so I can draft more for. It's like half the price. But you draft against bots, and then you can basically play against anybody. So you're not playing against people that are in your card pool.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a pod. It's like a open draft sort of thing. Got it. Yeah.
Draft against robots, and then bring that deck and play it until you lose 3.
That's cool.
But it costs half as much, and you still get to keep all the cards. So seems like a win-win. The rewards are a little less, but it works out, I think. Been enjoying that a lot. There are a lot of bombs. So I think this is one of those sets that is, and leads to why singles are doing well, is this is a limited set that is balances bombs by having a lot of them.
Balances bombs by having a lot of them. Yes, it definitely has like good cards for everyone.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm just looking through some different cards on it. It's a good set. I think people are genuinely enjoying it, and it's selling nice and positively, which is nice. So I guess Marloff Manor was just like a negative outlier, because this would be, aside from Karloff, we're at like set 6 or 7 in a row that have done really well.
Yeah. And this is the first play booster that's done really well.
Yeah, exactly. It's now, because it's the first play booster it's done well, and we only choked on one of them, it makes me think that's an outlier rather than play boosters suck. Yeah. But we will see with the next set. Let's get some more data points before we declare that victory. Because this was a powerful set. So if the next set isn't as powerful, it may drop off. Although the next set is technically Modern Horizon. So
yeah, and that's on a whole different pricing structure.
Yeah, exactly. So that one will probably do poorly from a volume standpoint. I'm not sure from a numbers, like a dollar standpoint, though. There's definitely a lot of hype there. There's definitely power, because we've already started to get leaks, and there's some really powerful cards in like Tribal that I hate. Eldrazi are coming to the table. More support for them, and I do not like Eldrazi. But that's okay if people want it in their modern stuff. And they're making collector too, but collector commander and commander boxes of it, even though it's a Modern Horizon set. That part I still don't understand.
It's a thing. I remember when your mind exploded when I sent you that.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, what? Yeah, no. Oh my God. The Amazon price for the collector box is still $500.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. It's not going to be that price. It's absolutely not going to be that price.
Well, no. I mean, what is it on TCG Player?
I'm not sure if it's even up on TCG Player. I know they have some stuff up, but I think it's just the singles. Let's see.
400.
Oh, it is up on there?
Yeah.
Nice.
400.
Yep. We'll see where it lands. There is a graveyard deck I might get in. It's a black, red, green. That looks fun. I like graveyard.
I told you graveyard's fun.
Well, I'm starting to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have an energy deck, which is like an upgrade to the science deck, and the what's the other one that had energy? Or was it just the science one that had energy?
I don't know.
For Fallout. I know Fallout had one because I just gave one away.
Did you get those decks?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Would be fun to play.
Oh. Yeah, I may keep them in a way that we can do that. I'm more likely to tear them apart and take the cards, but
fair.
Yeah. But if you catch me soon, we can do it, because I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
My goal is to eventually tear it apart and add it to the collection, but for now, except the science one, that one I gave to the kiddo for his birthday, which he really enjoyed. Yeah. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, Modern Horizons 3 coming down the pipe. Release is June 14th, which is surprisingly not as far away as it feels. It's less than 2 months. So
we're basically in May.
Yeah. So we will see it start happening soon. What do you think is going to happen in May with Magic? I mean, we just got Thunder Junction. I'm sure there'll be drafting and fun stuff around that, new tech, new weird stuff for Commander happening that people will be posting about. Obviously, everyone upgrading the pre-cons over the next month. But what else is happening in this space? Anything?
It's going to get quiet? I don't think so. I think it's going to be quiet.
Yeah, it's just all the leaks for a month. Or not the leaks, what do they call it? The reveals.
Yeah. Because it's a month that we don't have a set. We've had a set every month. This is the first month we won't have a Magic set.
That's not true. There's been breaks.
January, there was Ravnica Remastered. February, there was Murders at Karloff. March, there was Fallout. April, Thunder Junction. May, off.
Is that really true? Ravnica was in January?
Yes. January 12th.
For some reason, I thought it was last year. Okay.
Then we're jumping right back. June, Modern Horizons 3. July, Assassin's Creed. August, Bloomburrow.
That's right, because the 2, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well,
and then we may have September off. We may have September off, and then we get Dustmorn. And then maybe December off? I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird to be so light at the end. Yeah. Huh. Well, interesting. Well, I'm working on some decks, playing some games. I got to play. I went and visited my sister for her birthday this weekend. Literally just got back a few hours ago and got to play a bunch with her. Guess what I played? You'll never guess.
Cryptic?
No, we played Magic. We did play Magic. Although that was a good guess. That was actually a very reasonable guess because we have played Cryptic a lot.
Yeah.
No, I brought down my Magic stuff. Yeah, it's done. Yeah. I brought down my Magic stuff. That goes to the wall of dead games. I'm trying to decide. I was actually thinking about that because I have one booster box. I'm like, what should I put up in this? Because I usually have like a starter deck or something.
Yeah.
I was like, should I buy a new one of those starter decks and just stick it up there sealed? Or should I just put one of the ones I opened up there? I'm not sure. I haven't decided. But I was actually thinking about that literally the other day in the shower. I'm like, what of Cryptic should I hold on to? Like, what goes on the wall of dead games? I don't know what I should put there. So it's all good.
Jumpstart? Draft?
What's that?
Winston draft?
No, God, no. We just played Commander. But I was asking what deck I played, what you thought I played against her, but realizing that it was smart to say Cryptic as a reasonable response.
Yeah.
Any clue? You'll never guess.
Michonne.
I don't have Michonne.
Well, you could have
You've heard me talk about my decks a million times.
The Dragons one. The Dragons.
I did not. I did bring it though. I thought it was too mean. So I brought Dina, which is completely broken and non-functional. She beat the shit out of me with Dina against Dina. So that means I really, really have to rebuild it. I haven't gotten around to it. I knew it was on my list of things to rebuild, but now I'm really sad because my sister is not the best Magic player, nor does she build the best decks, and she destroyed Dina. It was sad. I was crying. I was like, oh, this is terrible. So then I upgraded and played my Radagast Beast because that's largely considered my worst balanced deck, like functional deck. It's just slow and doesn't generate a lot of value for what you're doing. And I managed to beat her with that. I kind of spanked her with it. So I was like, okay, that's too powerful. So then I went and grabbed this precon that I want to work on, Stefan. It's a black-red graveyard vampire +1 thing.
Okay.
And she beat me once. I didn't know what I was doing with the deck. I beat her once. Then we rematched. I beat her a third time. And then I just kept killing her with it because I figured it out, and it's actually pretty good, which is one of the reasons I wanted to work on it anyway. So that's a new deck for the list to build.
Nice.
So here's my little graveyard deck. It doesn't do much graveyard, but it does a little bit. That's where I'm like, I'll dip my toe in some graveyard stuff. Just give me a lot of +1s from vampires, though.
Yeah,
that's really what I'm about, and it's fine. There's so many ways to build in this game. I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what I got to play a lot of, and I got pretty good at it, as far as the precon can go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I heard some winks and nods on Twitter from, I forget who, some guy on the Arena team, that Commander might be coming to Arena soon.
100% believe that. Yeah. Now, will I spend a bunch of money on it? Probably not.
No.
I'm thinking digital is.
I haven't even been grinding that much on it, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of free stuff.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, for me, it's like, do I even want to play Commander on there? Because there's no social, and it's all social. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Goofing around with people at the table. It's not like I don't want to play CEDH. I've made 3-turn decks. They're boring. I don't want to play those. I that's why I like my variety of decks, because I can play my sister in a fair fight and it's fun. I can play more advanced people in a fair fight and it's fun. It took me a little while to get a deck that got there, but I have one now at least. Maybe 2 qualify. But it's one of those things where it's like, that range of play is far from needing a digital client worth of practice. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the digital client doesn't provide the social, which I find to be the most enjoyable part of it. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that I'll actually play on Arena. It's hard to say. Maybe I will, because maybe I want to play some stupid decks that require, like, any Storm deck I'd play on Arena, because I'd never do that to someone in person. And it does it for you. So, like, that seems like a good place to play that.
Yeah.
Your solitary decks?
Yeah.
Your solitary decks?
Yeah.
Although, watch everyone scoop every time you start to do stuff.
I mean, it'd be fun doing this 1v1 with people we know.
1v1's not. I mean, that's fine. It's okay. I just Commander 1v1's okay. It's not my favorite.
No, of course not. But it's easy to set up and do.
Yeah. Wonder if it will be 4-player, if they'll keep it 1v1 for Commander. That would be weird.
I don't know if the
client supports more.
Could support it.
Yeah. That's like actually a really good point I never thought about. Yeah. I assumed it would be 4-player, but you know what? You're probably right. It's probably 1v1 Commander.
And probably on your computer only. I can't imagine you doing that on a phone.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see how that comes out. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good question. Yeah, well, I probably will not be playing it, because you're probably right. It is probably 1v1. Yeah. Yep. Nope. Probably not. That's okay, though. More power to those people that enjoy it. Anything else on the Magic front? I don't know that anyone is actually going crazy over Modern Horizons 3, but don't go crazy over Modern Horizons 3. Yeah, it's a little early. Prices are high. They will come down. Don't get crazy.
I think there will be plenty of it. There's still Modern Horizons 2 aplenty.
Yeah, that's true. Although this has serialized cards, I believe, right?
Oh, collectors, yeah. But there's all the other
for
stuff.
the collector stuff, yeah. But everything else, yeah. This is the other types of lands. Which one is this? I forget what they call them. Well, it's the other type. It's the enemy. Is it the enemy or the ally fetch lands? I can't remember. Whatever it is, it's the other ones versus the ones they had before. Whatever, it's fine. And those are going to be serialized, I think, this time. So
cool.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't remember what those mean exactly. Enemy and ally. Let me know in the comments. Teach me something about Magic. All right. On to your favorite topic.
The Star Wars.
The war that happens in stars.
That sold over $1 million on TCG Player and over 11,000 boxes.
In the first 90 days?
Yep. Less than.
Which we're still in the first 90 days.
Yep.
Took Tommy a minute to realize that, but it is true.
Very much so.
Yep.
It's wild.
It's beating out Wilds of Eldraine officially now. I think that's what we compared it to before, after it beat the crap out of Marlov.
Yeah.
Yes, Karlov, I know. The Wilds it was catching up to, but now it is over. Almost double the number of boxes, a little bit higher on the spend in total, $1 million there, versus Wild's first 90-day release was 958,000. So that's epic. That is epic.
Yeah, boxes are at 260 instead.
Yeah, they stabilized, which is good. I was worried they'd keep climbing, so I'm glad we checked in on that. What is that, 2 weeks ago when we talked about that? And we're like, that's really fast. Yeah, it's stabled. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a store that has 22 at 260, so we're gonna be here a while.
Okay. I wonder who they are and how they got that many. Vegas MTG. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, over 10 boxes are selling a day still. But what I've noticed, the crazier thing this week is people are just buying singles, and it's reflecting, and people are buying to bling out their decks for sure.
It's the fancy stuff, like the shinies and the hyperspace.
Yeah, so Boba's now at $1,000. Leia's at 900. Han shot up. He's at about 700. Same with Palpatine. And then you drop to 400 with Krennic and Chewie and Iden and Sabine.
These are the hero cards or
the showcase,
like in deck cards?
No, these are the leader showcase.
Leader showcase. Got it.
Okay. And then Grand Moff Tarkin is up to 550. He was like he was low 300s for a while. But the other day I noticed there was one listing. So some of these, the listings are disappearing. And that's what's causing the prices to go crazy.
Yeah, I don't take any of these prices for anything.
No,
honestly, because the last sold is not close to these prices.
Correct.
That's the problem. And also,
well, actually, they are.
No, they aren't. Grand Tarkin is 549. Last sold was 400. Before that, it was 290.
No, not that one.
Well, I'm just saying they're not all that very close.
Right. So that's what I wanted to point out was after it. See how there's 3 listings. There was one listing.
Yeah.
When it reaches that low, it basically just has been bumping it up, and then they stay at that new level.
There's a deal right now. If you're listening right now, go buy Han Solo for $685 because it sold for $770 once.
Yep.
Don't do it. No. That was a joke. Don't do that. Unless you really love Han.
Yeah, and he's a good deck now too.
Oh, right, with the new cards coming out, right?
No, now people figured him out late.
There's I see.
There's
he's
a
just
competitive
deck
out there. Yeah.
Got it. That's cool.
I mean, it's resource cheating, so same reason Boba's good, just in a different way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, all of the showcase continue to go up, but then you have it's bled down to like the playable rares as well. Mm-hmm. So like you look at K2SO, he's a rare, but the hyperspace foil version, the cheapest one is $70. Because there just aren't that many left, but people are buying them.
Got it. Yeah. Vigilance
shot up.
Yeah.
Just even the regular version of Vigilance, I'm pretty sure is like, I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's like 40 something bucks. Yeah, 45, 46.
Aggression. Yep. Well, the one problem with this one is they can just print it as many times as they want.
Yeah, they can.
And as much volume as they want.
Yes.
So make your money while you can.
Yeah.
You have until the end of the year. And then after that, we don't really know what's going to happen. I don't think they'll go crazy on it. I think they will try to support the secondary market and collectors.
I'd assume so.
Yeah,
you don't build a game like this and then
wreck it
with these rarities.
Well, I guess it depends on what their philosophy was. Because remember, they didn't expect this level of demand. We actually don't know what their philosophy is on collecting, do we?
Not really.
Yeah, there's no policy on it officially. There's no like statement that we want this to have some collectability. It's more kind of along the lines of Lorcana. If we want this in people's hands and we want people to enjoy the game, and we don't we just didn't expect the demand that we got. So we actually don't know yet, do we?
No.
So I guess we'll find out by the end of the year. When they do that wave by the end of the year, they said they're going to do.
Yeah.
That will tell us something about what their plan is as far as the availability of these boxes and such.
Yeah. For sure.
Curious to see what set 2 does, because that's probably also underprinted.
Yeah. Yeah, I plan on.
I doubt they managed to fix that in time before. Yeah,
Are you keeping an eye on those pre-orders for me? When those pop up?
Okay. Oh, in the thing? No, yeah. I don't even think they have it. Let me see. That's a good point. Let me look.
Well, definitely keep me posted on that.
What's it called? Don't even have a name, do you?
I do.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it listed anywhere, so I don't think it's available.
I don't think it would be. It's not till July.
Gotcha. Well, when you hear about
Empire, I think. No. Shadows of the Galaxy.
Got it. Shadows of the Galaxy. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, when you hear some pre-sales or whatever going on, let me know, because that's indicative
usually
that it's available. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious how that one goes. But yeah, I suspect they'll be underprinted. That might be worth just ordering a case just to flip, because it'll probably flip pretty nicely.
Yeah, but
I'm a terrible flipper. Everyone, thumbs down. Yell at me in the comments. I buy stuff and then I sell it. That's what I do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like that hyperspace foil, even just hyperspace versions of. There was a uncommon wing leader. I was looking at just like a couple cards, like how much it would cost to like fully bling out the rest of my Leia deck, and it's an uncommon, but the hyperspace foil was like $22 or something. So there's value deep into.
Yeah, I mean you're mid hype bubble.
Yeah.
Mid start of the hype bubble. I would say it's probably not the middle yet.
No.
I think after this set,
I think when we
probably be where the middle of it is.
Yeah.
This next set.
Yeah. My guess is when we start getting like close to the second release, and people are guessing on what decks are going to be good with this new release, because then we'll be in June.
Yeah, but I'm assuming the next release is also going to be underprinted, which will further boost the hype bubble for a bit.
Right, that's fair.
And then we'll probably start hearing news about end of year second wave and or.
Yeah, I think the second wave just gets eaten up still. Is my thinking.
If they're doing a full, it just depends on what data they're using.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We don't know.
know.
If they're just like, oh, we printed half as much as we should, and they double down on it, and what their philosophy is, we don't really know. It is the first set. Do they want people to have? Possible. I mean, is it, or is it we want people to have the game pieces? Is it a game piece style? Is it we want the collectors to be excited? Like, what do they feel about that? That's what matters.
I think, and I do think they want people to have the game pieces. And my reasoning is the collector stuff is crazy, but the player stuff I think is already dangerously high. So they could do a wave that's large as this first wave that they did.
To try to get it playable.
And the playable stuff will come down, but I don't think the collector stuff will really come down that much.
If they double the print run, everything comes down, dude.
Of course. Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, everything comes down.
No, I know. But like what I would like to see is like the playable versions of cards come down like 50% or more, and the collector stuff come down like 20-30%.
Well, who is this? This is Asmodee, right?
Asmodee Fantasy Flight, yeah.
Yeah, and guess what they've never cared about in the past? Collecting.
Yeah.
It's not part of their DNA, never has been.
Right.
They make games. They make board games. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a shit about collecting. So doubling this print run and having the prices of all this stuff would not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
And maybe even more, honestly. It just depends on what the numbers they have are and how the second set does. Because if the second set goes twice as hard, like they basically screw up even worse on the print run to demand, then we're going to get into one of those insane bubbles,
Yeah.
Where everything goes nuts and it comes crashing down equally hard when the time comes. So we shall see. End of year will be exciting for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So far, it's still like reasonable. I don't like it being this high this fast, but it did stabilize on the box level, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the bind pressure has been put onto singles.
Yeah, I think we begin the teeter totter. The back and forth.
Yeah,
cards go up, EV flips, boxes go up, EV flips, cards go up, EV flips.
Yeah.
Until we get to whatever equilibrium is. I don't think we're there yet, though.
No.
So, yep. Should be a fun year for Star Wars. We shall see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going every week. Went 2-1 again. Lost to a Han. It's rough.
Too good.
It's wild. Like, if it was best of 3, I probably could have got there. But with best of 1, I played an A-Wing, which is a solid start for my deck. And then he responded by playing a Falcon that has ambush that comes in and just kills it and then bounces back to his hand. It's like, cool.
That is really good. So, but the real question is, did Han shoot first?
He did. And the other problem is it plays the Han unit card, which is a 6/6 that essentially has first strike, where it doesn't take damage if it kills the opponent. And every single card except Mace Windu in my deck has 6 or health or under. So he was just slamming into everything and just killing it, and I couldn't get a board presence, and it was just
too weak.
All done. So there are definitely counters to the deck I'm playing, but that's good and healthy for any card game.
This was your Leia, right?
Yeah.
She was swooning. She was too busy swooning.
It was cool though, because my opponent
couldn't handle it.
My opponent had the showcase Han, so our playfield looked awesome.
Han's Riz was too strong for Leia.
It was because he also had a pretty blingy deck, so it was, I don't know. It's just fun when all the cards look so cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they word it weird though. It's the first strike. It's while attacking, this unit deals combat damage before the defender. So there's not a keyword for it.
Right.
Which maybe they add down the road. Maybe they just didn't want to add too many keywords in the first set.
Yeah, that's a thing. If the mechanic's functional and they like it and they use it in further design, then it's worthy of a keyword,
Yeah.
But early on, it's probably not worth it for every single thing that will eventually be keyworded to be keyworded. Too hard to learn.
Right.
Cool. Well, anything else?
I don't think they spoiled any more cards. But
I think Flesh and Blood is officially dead in our area.
I mean, we had the ProQuest go off yesterday. Had 2 people make top 8.
Yeah.
Locals.
I don't know. But I was talking to some people at that birthday party where all of our fab friends were.
Well, that is not the group to...
Well, no. But this was the 2 people that are still playing. They basically are like, it's pretty much a dead game in our area now.
Yeah.
So, which is sad. I think people keep trying to keep it going and stuff, and you get a few people here and there, but it's just very, very limited number of people.
We have some new people too.
Yeah. You haven't been in a while either, right?
I went yesterday.
Oh, you did the ProQuest?
No. I did open play. Very casual open play at Dark Depths with Gary.
Gotcha. How many people were there?
There were 3 of us.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying it's hard to get anything together.
The one guy's new though and going in pretty hard.
It's good.
Yeah. Seems to be really enjoying it.
One of the people that used to play. Yeah, I was gonna say one of the people that used to play came back.
Mm-hmm.
So but I don't know. When the people that are most committed are saying it's dead, I just believe them.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So, and one of them's moving out of the area, so he'll be joining a different city's meta.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's in a weird spot.
Yeah. Set that period of doldrums that leads to the 7-year problem.
Yeah.
So you got to keep people or get people really excited or have a way to pull them back in or whatever. And I'm
right. And I mean, I'm definitely on that list of could be pulled back in. But at the moment, I mean, I've been playing for how many years now? Pretty much straight. And it just gets to a point where no matter, even if it is a great game, like you're still going to get burned out eventually. Right?
Yep.
No matter what you're doing. But it doesn't mean you won't come back.
Yep. We shall see.
And just like the difference in just the play schedule, right? So for me personally, this is a Tommy problem. But where I was playing Flesh and Blood, I would drive a half hour and then we'd play 3 games of CC. It'd be like 10 o'clock. Then I get home like 10:30, 11. Because we never start on time. Or now what I've been doing is going to Star Wars on Tuesday, get there at 7. I'm home by 9:30. It's very nice. Now it's only 3 best of ones, but it's still fun. It's the right amount of time for a weekday.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And weekends are just harder and harder to fill with cards. Especially since Lord of the Rings Extended Edition is coming back to theaters. That's going to be a weekend. I'm very excited about.
Tommy. Totally irrelevant side tangent.
Important news, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like the overlap of people that listen to our podcast would like to know that the extended editions are coming back to theaters.
That's probably true, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I did put it in my I put it in my calendar. I was just double checking to make sure I had it. I do. So I will watch the 400 hours of Lord of the Rings.
Yes, it's going to be 3 days of glory. What else?
I don't know. I'm not sure there's much else to go over.
I
will say. Oh, go ahead.
At Open Play, we played a couple Blitz games. I played a couple Blitz games with a new player. Had a ton of fun. He's a great guy. And then we also opened 4 cases of Outsiders for the shop, which was fun and relaxing to just rip cards and go through. It was like the perfect afternoon. It was a lot of fun.
Did you find $5? You left that store midpoint right there. It sounded like you had a point. What was the point?
We were thinking that in those 4 cases we would get 1 marble. We didn't get a marble.
Bad luck.
But going through it in Outsiders, especially now, and I think that might actually be a decent box to open right now, because if you think about it, you have ninjas and assassins coming out in the new set. A lot of great cards in Outsiders. There's still a lot of good staples in Outsiders. You're opening up a lot of the Majestics are actually like $10 to $20 in Outsiders, and then on the rare case you get the Codex that pays for the box. But I don't know. It was just an interesting. We were having an interesting discussion on boxes and topics, or boxes and EV, and how Outsiders is good now, but primed to be a better open with this next set.
I will say I sold more Fab recently than I have in a while.
Nice. So I also had a wave of buying.
Yeah, a bunch of expensive stuff went. So I guess people that feel it's in a lull and want to take advantage are doing so. So that's good. I did get yelled at. Apparently, because I was traveling and I was listing things quickly and not really paying attention, I listed several cases under map, and they sent me a nastygram. It wasn't really that nasty. It was just like, you're under map. We understand most stores don't even know this is a thing. Here's the link. Playing the thing. This is your first warning. Further warnings will happen if you don't do anything about it, which may include everything from like DMCA, whatever it is, takedown notices, like don't use our name, logo, etc., whatever. To I think distro access removal, which wouldn't be possible for us. And something else. They listed a couple different potential punishments, but I will say there is a canary. I now have added to the description of our videos a warrant canary. If you don't know what that is, I also added a link to explain what a warrant canary is, and it specifically says LSS has not asked us in any way, shape, or form to legally not mention them. Something like that. Okay. And if that ever changes, that will come off of the description, and you'll know that we have been given a cease and desist order, and we can no longer talk about them. But you will know it's because of a legal notice. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. But I mean, I get it.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, no, and if I had even 2 seconds of thought on it, I would have not done that. I just didn't even think about it. I just clicked the sell lowest. I have boxes and cases, which I mean is extra crap I'm trying to get out of my house, and so I just put it up there and tossed it on.
And if you would just assume that
It's that map.
It's not.
It is not.
So
not
it means
for a lot of them
that there's a lot of stores that are also doing that.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate situation for those products. I think
so
it's
if
Dynasty,
we lose more and more stores,
and Uprising.
Now, were they actual like brick and mortar stores? Like, did they have the icon, or maybe they're just also online stores as well?
Yeah, or everyone opens a second account because why?
Yeah. Oh, fair.
Why not?
Fair.
So it's a thing. It was actually kind of interesting to see how quick they jumped on me for it. I find that like good for those that want to be part of the system and do it. I still think map is a stupid policy. I've talked about that many times. Like you can't bend a market. If you bend a market, you fail, not it.
It bends back.
Yeah. So market will always beat you. So the more you try to create rules to break the way it works, the less efficient it is, and therefore it will have issues. So that's what we're seeing. I think it's unfortunate. It probably leads a lot to that linearity I was talking about in the not the last market update, but I guess it was the last market update, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean that map like bend to the market is probably somehow tied to the fact that everything is linear related to distance back in time and the value. So more value more recently, older it is, less value, 2.0 and beyond, basically.
Yeah.
Which stinks. That's not what you want to see, in my opinion. That means your cardboard is worth shit.
Yeah.
It's worth shit and getting worth less every day. Yeah. It's essentially what that kind of market means. That's what a player's market gets you.
Yeah.
Depreciating assets. So unfortunate, but where it is.
Yeah. And I mean, that's where it is today. So
yeah, it could change. I'm totally, we got some comments on that, and I agree. Like it's definitely not a done deal, but the next hump of survival is a particularly hard one.
I mean, if the waifu set doesn't bounce us back, what's gonna?
Well, and that's also a question: is the waifu set in existence because of desperation?
No, I think it's because
that feels like a jump in the shark moment. It feels like they're trying to do something they never tried to do before.
It feels like, oh, we're blowing up in the Asian market. Let's cater to the Asian market.
That's possible. That's possible. I don't know.
I mean, that's where the world releases.
It is.
And we had heard that it was blowing up there for a little over a year now, so it makes sense that these plans would have been put in motion.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. I mean, we'll never get internal financial data of the company, but we will see.
I just think the timeline lines up for how long we've been following and how long, or just those changes and those.
I mean, they had to keep up with Grand Archive.
They are
see what I mean?
Near.
Like, this is why I'm like, why are you doing this?
They can't touch Grand Archive.
They can't even get there. They can't get to their waifu.
No. I think they would have a rebellion in Twitter before that happened.
Oh, Lord. Well, they've had several. That's the problem. I don't know. We'll see where it ends up, what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. Yeah. Tommy may get pulled back into it, though. I mean,
Magic even has their anime slots and sets.
Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, I know.
I don't have a problem with anime. There's been anime like cards before.
Yeah.
A little bit. This is their real first, like, real four-way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, we shall see.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Anything else going on?
Star Wars, Magic, Flesh and Blood.
Playing Manor Lords, that's fun.
Cool. Played the Fallout board game last night on Tabletop Simulator.
How was that?
It was fine.
That good, huh?
I think it's because I started late and there's a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it was probably a half hour of explanation before actually starting.
Mm.
And
is this our mutual friend in Delaware?
Yeah.
Yeah. He tends to explain things a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun. It was just, I don't know. It is a very good representation of Fallout into a board game. I will say that.
Yep.
I think it's just more than a board game that I would typically play.
Yeah. Too many mechanics going on. Yeah. Is it Fantasy Flight?
That I don't know.
I'm curious.
There are minis that you can paint.
Of course there are.
Which made me excited.
Yeah. It's okay. We don't need to look it up. Dead air is wasted air.
It's true. But speaking of Fallout, there's the collector box. It's at 450 now. It's leveled up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they keep going up. I think Ixalan's crazy up too for its collector box. I haven't looked recently, but it was last time. Yeah, 359.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're just collector boxes are collectible again. That happened a long time ago, and there was a lot of doubt and question mark about it, and it's still true. That's really what it boils down to. Still true.
I have been following, just searching collector booster display on TCG Player, and then just taking a look, and I have seen things start to move.
Yeah, they've been moving. Yeah. They've been upward pressure for a good 4 months, 5 months now. They weren't like going crazy, right?
No,
like they actually are a fair balance between supply and demand.
But they're not going down like they used to.
Yeah, they're not going down. They get their early dip, just like every set. Like we're back to the classic check mark. That's where we are. It's like release comes out, hype bubble pops, product becomes available, it dips for a moment, and then it starts its steady state right back up, and it just keeps going for the stuff that is supposed to be collectible. That's the one thing they do seem to have adjusted well, is like the collectible side is collectible again. The non-collectible side or the play side is supported with a lot of cards. So you don't really have to have all the fancy stuff. And I think that division that came out of the shiny shit era has been more well entrenched in Magic than I think in a lot of other ways in games, in that you have shiny playable cards that are usually the power ones, the power cards.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like kind of a double, triple premium on the just playable version of it, which is still a premium on, other cards in the set that are also valuable, but not the same sort of tier. So it's definitely still supporting the player base, but it's like player base also buys fancy stuff that continues to go up over time because there's just not that many.
Yeah.
They have a big enough market where I think they figured it out, and I think they basically beat most of the other games in this regard. This balance between player and collector and how to serve both and make money off both and, keep the game viable. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not done. And this is I still declare this an experimental year. I don't know if they do, but it feels like one. So they could totally screw it up by the end of the year. I wouldn't be totally shocked if that happened, but it does feel like a lot of that stuff's working.
It is just crazy how you would think there would be wallet fatigue with the new set every month, but
nope,
doesn't appear to be.
Nope, people buy what they want, and a lot of players are coming in from these Universe Beyond sets. You can tell they're like, my first deck was this, Mothman or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And now I want to build one of these. How do I?
Yeah.
So that was a strategy that does work.
Yeah. I did notice that a lot in. There were a lot when I was sitting there at Dark Depths opening boxes. There were a lot of new player Magic talk going on, which was interesting.
Interesting. Was it a Magic Day 2 or something?
No, just people coming in and buying.
Oh, wow.
Both singles and sealed.
I wouldn't have expected that at DD because it's kind of not really a card shop,
Oh, that was the predominant conversation. That and Pokemon.
That's wild.
Yeah. Still a lot of people in there buying Pokemon too, but
gotcha.
They started taking in Pokemon singles.
Like those you can sell to them?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting. So they were going through someone's collection. There was like an old original Mewtwo holo and stuff like that, which was pretty cool to see.
That is cool. Old school stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun going through my collection a couple months ago. Put a lot of the foils in a binder that you can just look. I just pull out and look at it every once in a while. Something about those old Pokemon cards.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I don't get it, but I believe. I do have a binder of old Magic cards.
Oh, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if any of them are worth anything. I think they're all reserve list, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
Because I forgot how that collection came to be. I know I bought it during COVID. I just don't remember what my thought process and mission was with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I know it's all old stuff because I flipped through it a few times. I'm like, wow, these are old cards. I was like, I have no idea why I have these all in a binder. Oh, well.
Cool. Well, anything else before we call it a week?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Well, until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.